Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever it is to wherever you're at. 91 Cav GT coming at you. Um, Wanted to go over a couple of projects that I've got going on right now. Um, just in general, some of the projects, not necessarily what I have going on right now, but some of the stuff that I've done recently. I'm always working on stuff. Always working on stuff. And there's always a reason for what I'm doing. Always a reason. I never do stuff just because. I always do stuff to improve my life, improve other people's lives, or to prepare for what could come, for what will come. Um, we know that Mother Nature is unpredictable. I mean, the weathermen can't even tell you what exactly the weather's going to do next week. They can give you a rough idea, but they don't know. They really don't know. I mean, how many times, like for example, the snow apocalypse that happened in February of 2021 in Texas? Um, a week before it happened, weather people were saying, okay, we got about 1, maybe 2 days of winter weather, and that's about it, and no big deal. They were wrong. They were very wrong. And so some of the stuff that I do, some of the stuff that I build is to prepare for stuff like that. Because if you've got stuff built already that can help you out in those conditions, in those circumstances, you're one step ahead of everybody else. If you already have something, then when stuff goes bad, you don't have to try to figure stuff out. You already know what you're going to do. And then you can focus on other things. Like the snow apocalypse, I had fun with my family. I didn't have to worry about how am I going to heat my house? How am I going to cook food? Where am I going to get water? I already had all that stuff planned. I already had a plan for all of that. So I could go outside and I could play with my daughter. And we could enjoy the snow that we don't hardly ever see down here. And we got, I think, somewhere around 6 to 8 inches. Now, you people up north, you're like 6 to 8 inches. We get that all the time. Yeah, and we don't down here at all. At all. We don't have snow plows. Nobody has snow plows. Nobody has snow shovels because it does not happen down here. Nobody has snow chains. So that's why if we get just a little bit of weather that's out of the ordinary, everything shuts down. That's the reason why. Plus, most people around here don't know how to drive in that stuff. 20 years ago, I used to snowboard. I'd go up to Colorado with my buddies and we would snowboard. And that's where I learned how to drive on icy roads. So I know how to get around. I know how to handle icy roads. Most people don't. But I'm kind of getting off track. So, first project, kind of in the background, I don't know if you can see it, I'm sure you can now. There's a flag up above me that is attached to the ladder of our RV. Now, there is a spotlight on that ladder because according to law, if you have a flag out overnight, it has to be lit. Well, I tested this out first, and unfortunately this light would last until about an hour to 2 hours before sunrise, and then it would go out. That's not acceptable. So I did two things. First thing is I added that other solar panel right up there. There's another little solar panel there. The wire comes down and it goes inside there. Now, why did I add another solar panel? Well, that is to put a better charge on the battery inside. Well, the battery inside was designed for that one particular solar panel. I upgraded that battery. These are the batteries that were inside that solar panel, the light. These are 18500. These are now 18650 batteries. That's what those are down there. So these are 18500, 800 milliamp per hour. That's 0.8 amp per hour. Okay, and there were two of them wired in parallel. So it's basically 1.6 amp per hour capacity. I put a single 18650 battery in there that is 2.4 milliamp per hour. I used my Lido Kala, I think that's how you pronounce it, Engineer Li-500. I test the batteries out with that, charge them up, all that kind of stuff, and I always write on the battery itself what the capacity of that battery is. So see, I've got some over here that are higher capacity, some here that are lower capacity. These are 1.8 to 2 amp per hour. So inside that spotlight, I put a 2.4 amp per hour capacity 18650 battery in there. That is about a third higher capacity, roughly, than what that came with. So that, along with that extra solar panel, will keep that light on the American flag all night. So this is the next project that I've been working on. This is a jump box. Now, I did take the jump leads that were on the back side here. I did take those off. But as you can see, there is the area light. There it is, which works really good as a night light, which that's what I use during the snow apocalypse for my daughter. It does have a built-in power inverter. And built-in air compressor. All of that works. A USB outlet right here. Cigarette lighter outlet as well. And then little push button to see if the battery is okay, which of course it's fine. Now I added a volt gauge and the switch. Now the switch turns the power to the radio on and off, which I added a couple of small speakers here on each side. So that way we can listen to the radio. We can connect a Bluetooth device up to this. There is an antenna inside here. And this wire right here goes to a solar panel that I've got up front. So if we turn the switch on, 14.7 volts. 14.8 or 14.7 volts, thereabouts. Now the 12 volt battery that was inside here was a 17 amp per hour AGM battery. It was toast, it was completely shot. So I tossed it. I put lithium batteries in here instead. 4S2P. The cells that I put in here are rated at 8.5 amp per hour each. So basically this now has a 12 volt 19 amp per hour lithium battery pack. So it is a higher capacity than what it came with. Plus I added the solar connection, which I have two portable solar panels that I can hook up. I can hook up this 50 watt panel and charge it, or, which is what I have hooked up right now, you can see the wire running on the ground that goes in front to my 100 watt solar panel. So this solar panel will put in roughly almost 5 amps, roughly, into this pack. So if your power goes out, well, you can run lights and or a fan on here. You've got the area light on the back side that, like I say, we used as a night light. If you are taking this camping, you can actually inflate tires if you need to. If you had air down, you can air them back up. You can charge cell phones with it, and you have some kind of entertainment and or way to listen to radio and see possibly weather and stuff like that. So it's really a multi-purpose. It's a miniature portable power center, basically, is what this is now. It's a smaller version of the one that I had built before. It's a lot more portable. It's a whole lot smaller. The battery is not nearly as big. The portable power center had a 32 amp per hour lithium battery in it. This one, like I say, is only a 19 amp per hour, so it does not have quite the same capacity as the other portable power center. And I think this power inverter is only rated at about 400 watts. The portable power center had a 1000 watt DeWalt power inverter on it. So, but this one is a whole lot smaller, it's a whole lot lighter, and it's a whole lot easier to carry around. Just another one of my little projects. Like I say, can use it going camping, can use it in case there's a hurricane, or if power goes out, just whatever. It's multi-uses. Now back behind, I've got all kinds of goodies. Most of the stuff in this box is actually for the cargo trailer. A lot of it you can't see because it's underneath all kinds of wiring. But you can see a lot of these 18650 battery holders. So those, I'm going to be replacing the batteries in my mobility scooter. Let's flip this around here. I'm going to be putting those in my mobility scooter. Now, yes, I do have a mobility scooter. Yes, I do need it. I was diagnosed a few months ago with Parkinson's disease. I'm only 45 years old, but the more I'm on my feet, the more work I do, the more it affects me. More tired I am, more stressed out I am. But the big thing is the more that I walk. I've got a lot of problems with my feet right now with something called dystonia. I actually have a video on the channel that shows dystonia in my left foot. Well, now I have dystonia in my right foot as well. So if we do go to the store, I need to sit down, and I don't need to be walking around the whole store. I can do it, but I pay for it later. I hurt tremendously. Dystonia is a very, very painful thing. Dystonia is an involuntary muscle movement that is kind of like a Charlie horse that doesn't let go. Now, dystonia is not caused from a lack of nutrients in your diet. You can't eat a banana and fix things. You can't drink pickle juice and get the cramp to release. Once my foot cramps up, it stays cramped up all day unless I either raise the level of dopamine in my body via medication, or I get into REM sleep. That's it. Those are the only two ways that the dystonia will release. And it's tough. It's very, very tough. I don't look like somebody that... Airplane. I don't look like somebody that is dealing with something like this. But you never can tell from outside appearances what somebody is actually dealing with. I don't make these videos whenever I'm doing that because I have a very, very hard time trying to find my words, trying to express what I want to say. And that's a part of the Parkinson's. Um, I get stiff. Um, I get quiet. I get very quiet because of the pain. And so the batteries in my mobility scooter are just ATM batteries, and they have served their purpose well, but I'm noticing the range on the scooter is starting to decrease. So I am going to replace those batteries with lithium 18650 batteries. And let's see here, I've got 4, 12, I've got 16 of those. I don't know how many of those 18650 holders I can fit inside the battery pack that's on the scooter. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But they're all going in the scooter. That's another project that I'm going to be working on. Unfortunately, I had to quit my bus driving job, so I'm pretty much home now. I'm medically retired. So I keep busy with other stuff, because when you sit around, that's when you start gaining weight. That's when you start losing. It's when you go downhill. You start losing is when you sit around and do nothing. I'm trying to exercise this up here. Sometimes it's frustrating, but all this stuff that I just showed you today, that comes from up here. And I enjoy it. I like doing this kind of stuff. So as long as I can do this stuff, I'm going to continue. Got a couple more projects that I'm going to be working on, like the RV behind me. Going to be upgrading the battery in that. It has a single 100 amp per hour wet cell flooded battery, and I'm going to be putting some lithium batteries in it. But got a plan accordingly, and got to look out and see what is available, because a lot of stuff is becoming not available as well. So, but anyway, just a little peek at some of the stuff that I'm working on and some of the projects that I've done. I'm always working on new stuff, always figuring out something else to do. So until next time, God bless you. He loves you. Keep loving humanity. Yeah, there's some bad stuff out there, but there's a lot of good stuff too. And don't let the bad stuff rule your life. Don't let that bad stuff get you down. Humanity in general is good. There's just a few bad apples that are ruining it for everybody. And I'm not talking about vaccines or nothing like that. I don't want to get into that at all. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about there's a select few really bad people in this world that are in positions of power. And they're not necessarily just in the United States. They're spread all throughout the world. But it doesn't matter. Don't let them get you down. Don't let them get you down. When you let them get you down, they now control you. You don't want that. You don't want other people to control how you feel. Enjoy life. Enjoy this, crazy bright sun. Even if you are completely exhausted and tired of it because it's the end of summer. But still, without the sun, we wouldn't have what we've got right now. Enjoy life. Because tomorrow's never guaranteed. Tomorrow's never promised. So, once again, God bless you. Y'all have a good day. And we'll see you next time.